Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about my 30th wedding anniversary and what it really means to me. You know, as a parent of exceptional children, must say that the last, 26 years of our marriage has really been a roller coaster ride. Who knew the challenges and all of the things that we would have to endure while keeping our marriage intact. I remember reading once, and it's been a while, and I don't know what the statistics are today, but I remember reading once that the rates of divorce among parents who have exceptional children is like greater than 50%. And so I'm very thankful that I am not among those. The article that I read basically said that one of the reasons for the divorce is because of the stress that it puts on a marriage. I think also, I have to say that one of the most challenging things in our marriage has been educating extended family and friends about our children. When they were little, it just seemed like they were, just undisciplined, and they, from the outside looking in, I'm sure it looked like we didn't do anything. And little did they know that especially when the kids were little, oh my gosh, we spanked, we did all kinds of corporal punishment, not realizing that it didn't do any good, because you can't really spank autism out of a child, or ADHD out of a child. But we did it because that's how, we were raised, right? And so it took a lot of, a lot of education, a lot of soul searching to figure out the best way to raise our kids. And so I know that caused a lot of friction and conflict early on in our marriage. And then as the kids got older, it got easier, but in some ways. But in other ways, you just can't help. But, when you're constantly bombarded with just a lot of medical issues and having to be apart for a while, and perhaps, they always say that a marriage is 50-50, but the reality is that at times I had to give more than 50%, and at other times my husband had to give more than 50% in order to keep things going. And that's just a marriage. That's just the way it is. And so that's my word of wisdom today as a 30th anniversary person. As someone who is celebrating their 30th anniversary, I can attest to that. I can attest to the fact that one of the key factors in keeping a marriage intact for a long period of time is to remember that it's not always going to be 50-50, and that you have to be okay with that. Men can't nurse a child, right? They can't produce breast milk. So, you know what I mean? So, and there are women out there who are just under the assumption that it's going to be like Hallmark and, the movies, and it just isn't that way all the time. Even with the neurotypical child. But even if you have one with exceptional things like medical issues or whatever, right? But 30 years sure did go by very quick, and I wanted to express my love publicly to my husband, who has endured a lot. He has been through, we both have been through hell and back in some instances, especially in 2020. But now we're just kind of cruising along, trying to help our kids become adults. And hopefully one day we'll look back on all of our efforts and see the fruits of our labors, as they say, because it sure has been a lot for us to raise our 4 beautiful children. So this is just like kind of a, documentation type post that I could look back one day and say, oh my gosh, I remember that 30 years ago. We celebrated with friends and we enjoyed it, and it was a day I'll never forget. So 30 years, 30 years. All right. As always, good luck on your journey, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.